Growing up, my parents always kind of taught me that to be successful in life, you had to go to college in order to get a job in what you want to do. And they kind of made me believe that that was the only way to be successful. For me, I always knew I wanted to do marketing. I took my first marketing class in high school when I was like 15, and ever since that class, I knew that is what I wanted to do. And you can go so many different routes with this. I went down the route where I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to find multiple connections, multiple businesses, and for my own agency. But you can also use this if you just want to find one connection that will lead you to one job. And what this is that I did to get my connections is I started to talk about what my passion was, so marketing, to literally everyone. And I mean everyone, your friends' parents, the regulars who come into your work, your dentist, your doctor, the parents you babysit for, like literally everyone. Speak with confidence, make it known that this is what you're passionate about, you know a lot about it, and you're good at it. And the most random opportunities will come up in the most random conversations. And I'm going to give you some examples of ones that came into my life. The first ever marketing opportunity I got was from a customer who I was a barista, and he would come in every day and sit at the bar and order some coffee. And I would always have like small talk with him, but then one day it was slower than usual, so I was able to actually sit there and talk. And we started talking about why I was in college and what I wanted to do in the future. And I was talking about how much I love marketing. And 2 weeks later, he comes in and presents me a paid marketing internship, which of course I took, and I thank God for that opportunity because that was my foot in the door into marketing, and also like the confirmation I needed working that job that marketing was what I wanted to pursue because I loved that internship. Fast forward a few months later, I was having a conversation with one of my close friends I met at college, talking about what I wanted to do in the future and how much I love marketing. And I wasn't even looking for really another opportunity, but in the middle of that conversation, she mentioned her parents owned their own business, and they've actually been looking for someone to do social media for them for months now. 1 week later, I was having coffee with her parents and signing papers to do their social media for them. Another time, I was babysitting for this family, and the parents came home after their date. The kids were already in bed. I was about to leave. And of course, we do the same thing where it's small talk. How's college going? What are you doing? Like all that. And I started talking about marketing and what I do for work and what I was in college for. And it just so happened that that lady that I was babysitting for, she was the VP of marketing for this company. And from that came another job opportunity. Then from these opportunities that I got just from talking about what I'm in school for and what I'm passionate about, I was able to branch off of these connections because these people knew other business owners who were looking for social media, and they connected me to these other companies. So over time, I was scaling up more and more companies, and I was also gaining way more experience. So just from connections and talking about what I was passionate about, I went from a really shy, like kind of new at marketing intern for one company to now I'm 20 years old and I'm going to be starting my own agency soon with multiple companies, and I'm actually really good at what I'm doing. And I also want to mention that none of these companies have ever asked me if I had a bachelor's degree. These companies hired me based off of visual proof that I was good at what I was doing and references from companies I already worked with, and also the way I present myself and talk. I'm very confident and I know what I want to do, and that is what got me hired, not a bachelor's degree. So do with this what you will. If you're very passionate about something, I highly recommend putting yourself out there and talking about it to everyone, because I promise you the most random connections will come in the most random ways possible.